Hi, friends. My name is Hallie O'Daniel, and welcome to the I Love Mondays podcast. This is the podcast for the chronic gappers and listeners, those who want a little glimmer of optimism and fun. Mondays do not have to be mundane and boring or even dreaded. It's a clean slate. It's a fresh start. Life is way too fun not to yap about it. So let's jump right into it. I hope you all have had a great week. Part of my New Year's resolution is to capture and go after the things that really bring me joy. So, after talking to my friends, I realized that this is basically something that I've wanted to go after in 2025, which is starting a podcast. Even though this podcast is coming out at the end of 2024, right before Christmas, I want you guys to know that I want to be your friend. I want this to be a little get to know you in the sense that you're not alone and that we're friends just chatting. And right now, we're having a one-sided phone call, but I hope to hear from you guys soon. And that's why you can leave comments or message me if you have something to say while you're listening to this. And I want to get to know you, so let's get on with the podcast. Let's do it. Welcome to I Love Mondays. I'm Hallie O'Daniel, as I said. So I hope everybody's having a really great week. There's a lot of hot topics that I want to talk about this week and my hot takes of the week. But first, I'm going to get into what books I've read this week. I'm a big reader, for those of you that don't know. I think I've read about 120 books in the 2024 year, and you can follow me on Goodreads, and that's where I keep track of everything. But I recently read Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, and it is a romance about a woman. There will be spoilers, so if you don't want to hear about the spoilers of these books, just skip. Because they made my heart so happy. I was trying to read a lot of Christmas books to get into the Christmas spirit. Christmas is on Wednesday, so excited for that. But I read Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. I was trying to read Christmas-esque books, which this book had me kicking my feet, giggling. I don't know why. I think it's because this girl, Stella, just got out of prison and she's looking for a new life. And she talks about her passions of always being a window dresser. And I love the window treatments, window dressings of different storefronts, like walking down Beverly Hills, like Rodeo Drive. Oh my gosh, just seeing all the window fronts, like that's what it is. And this is what the book was talking about, but just like in New York City, basically. This woman like comes to this storefront called Vivant, and she really just fell in love with it. And she was like, this is what I wanted to do my whole life. But she was just in prison, kind of wrongfully, I would say. And her best friend, Nicole, is kind of a bad influence. So they actually committed I don't want to say a heist or like a robbery, but they did that together. And then they brought fake guns into the place. And they were trying to like, I don't know what it said in the book. They were just basically trying to like toy with the people that worked there, like try to get free stuff. I don't know, but they weren't like real guns. I don't know the whole story. I didn't really like get that point of why she was in prison. But that wasn't really what the whole book was about. It was about her following her dreams and creating these beautiful window installments. And when I think of window installments, I think of Anthropologie, and Anthropologie is my store. I love Anthropologie. I want everything in there. My husband Matthew and I went there the other day, and he had to drag me out of there. I was like, I could shop in here forever. But so I read that book and it gave it, I think, 4 stars, because 5 stars for me on Goodreads. It's like, I absolutely love this book and I'd recommend it to anybody, and you can't live without reading this book. And this book was a 4 star, like, which was still very good, but I did not give it that 5 star because there was a little spice in it. And the man in the book, I forget his name, but he was a lot older. And for me, I just don't really like the tropes of older men, and it was her boss as well, so they had to sign some agreements, but it was a little spicy. And for that, I knocked it down a star. I just skipped through all those pages. I don't know why. I just can't read it because it doesn't illuminate real life, in my opinion, but it still adds to the plot of the book. There needs to be some elements of romance in there. The next book that I read was How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. This is an enemies to lovers book, and they basically compete in this small Christmas town of who's going to be the Christmas Kringle. And I think the Christmas Kringle was like a super high honor in their town of who's going to be like the most festive. And they grew up in this town together, and these two sisters come back to the town to take care of their great aunt Cindy. And it was this really sweet book, and I really liked it a lot. I believe I gave it 5 stars, maybe 4. Now I can't remember, but you can go check out my Goodreads to actually see what I gave it. But it was a lot of competition and it was very enemies to lovers. They hated each other, the two main characters, the guy and the girl, one of the sisters, and the neighbor next door who was a reindeer keeper. So Hallmark, but it did not give me the cheesy vibes of a Hallmark movie, book, or show, you know? Um, so those were the books that I read this week. I've tried to, like I said, read very Christmas themed books. I read In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, and I read Wreck the Halls, also by Tessa Bailey. Those were both great reads if you guys are looking for something to get you into the festive spirit. So I love Mondays. Love Mondays. And I don't try to be negative, but life comes with all these sort of negativity. So everybody's going to be negative at some point, whether it's a complaint or something. So I love a little complaint. I love a little hot take. I love a little, I don't want to say disagreement, just differing opinions from people. I love talking about it. So here are my hot takes of the week. So my first take is the Sunday scaries are overrated. I think Mondays are what you make of them. I think the dreaded feeling on Sunday, completely overrated. Another hot take is I'm trying to get over this, but mixing metals, like mixing silver jewelry, gold jewelry, I can't do it. It just makes my brain hurt. If I try to put on a ring and it's like gold and then a necklace and it's sterling silver, I'm that's first world problems obviously, but I just can't get over it. So I'm working on it, okay? And the next hot take I have is I don't trust people who say that they don't like dessert. Or they're just not a sweet person. Like, I just don't trust you at all. Like, what is your joy in life if you don't like a sweet treat? I also have to mix my dessert in with my meal. Like, if I take a bite of my salad or my pasta, then I need to take a bite of my dessert or my cake. And then I can go back to the main course. Like, I just got to break it up. Or if I'm at home, I'm like, ooh, here's steak and potatoes, but I need like a cookie, to break it up. Next hot take. Okay, I've seen this all over TikTok. Both of these are from TikTok, and that's where I'm like chronically online. But I will never be a fan of Survivor. I tried with my housemates back in college. You'll hear more about them, I'm sure, on this podcast. And hopefully, I can have one of the Nash girls on or all of the Nash girls on this podcast. I would love that. But I will never be a fan of Survivor, and they all love Survivor, and we watch Survivor. And I really got into it, I think, because all of us were sitting in the living room and like invited people over to watch it. And that was the first time I've ever seen the show. And I don't like it. I don't like how dirty these people are. I don't like the immunity idols. Like, I don't like the competitions. I kind of don't like Jeff, the host. I think that's his name. Wow, I'm gonna get canceled on my first episode for not knowing any of this stuff. But yeah, I can't stand Survivor. So I love reality shows and competition shows. So it's really not that. I just don't know why I don't like Survivor. So part of it doesn't feel real to me because, like, I don't know. Like, I was listening to some podcast with some former people from the show, and they were talking about how they could have hygiene products and medications, and I understand that, but it's like really not the point of Survivor, I feel. I don't know. I know it's a show. Okay. Lastly, you can never make me like Blake Lively. I'm sorry. Ever since she became a huge actress. I can't get behind her. I don't know what it is. I just don't like her movies. I don't like her. I didn't like Gossip Girl. I didn't like her character. And then all the interviews I see with her, and there's a lot of backlash coming out with her right now on the internet of her and her co-star from It Ends With Us. And I don't mind the drama going on with that. I think it's just like her as a person. I can't get behind her. I can't say she's my favorite actress. I really don't have a rhyme or reason. I just think maybe the characters that she's played like haven't been my favorite, so therefore I'm not really a fan of her as an actress. But I will say I also don't like Ryan Reynolds. I don't think he's funny. And a lot of people are going to come for me for that, but that's my hot take. I don't think either of them are great. And everybody can have their opinion on who they like, and it's not that I hate these people who I think wish ill on them. No, that's not it at all. I just don't like them. But if someone can sway me, be my guest. Oh, also in the movie, in The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, Blake Lively was in it. She was irritating. She was going after men. Irritating. I watch the movie. It's a really good movie, but she was my least favorite one of the sisters. Okay. Moving on, we're gonna talk about what am I happy about this week. So I love this because I think it's important to find joy in each day. But what I'm happy about this week is Christmas is this week. It's Wednesday. Jesus' birth is the main reason we celebrate the season. And it just brings a lot of joy to my heart. Thinking about it every year. It's a beautiful time of year, and I'm so excited for Christmas. The next happy thing that I have on my heart is I love wrapping Christmas gifts. Love. Well, actually, just gifts in general. Either gifts I buy or gifts that people buy for other people. Like my dad would throw all the gifts that he got my mom at me for a few years, and he'd be like, "Help me wrap," and he's like, "I hate wrapping," and I'm like, "I love it. Give me all the gifts." I don't know why. No, my wrapping doesn't look pretty by any means, but I love wrapping gifts. I don't know. I like folding the edges, cutting the paper, and then like making it as cute as I can and putting someone's name on it and throwing it under the tree and being like, this is for you and you don't know what it is. Like that is just so fun to me. And next, what am I happy about this week? So there's a TikTok, I want to say trend going around. Again, you're going to hear about me being chronically online. There's a TikTok trend going around where people have a drink in their hand walking down the street, whether it's coffee, water, tea, not like that, but they cheers each other on the street. And it's like a stranger and you have a water bottle and you're like, cheers, hope you have a great day. And I think it's just so wholesome. And that makes me so happy. Like, why don't we just get on the street and cheers each other? Like, once I get my Starbucks, I'll be like, cheers, hope you have a great day. Like, and it's this, I think this girl did it. She was in New York City and she just had so much joy in her face and her smile. And everybody was so caught off guard when she like cheers them in public, walking down New York's like in the city. And I just thought it was so happy because it's kind of like giving a little ounce of kindness, but you're giving nothing away from yourself. You're only like giving to someone else. You might not gain something because it's really not about you at the end of the day. Like it could bring you joy, could make you happy, but you giving someone a smile or you giving somebody a cheers, hello, hi, how are you, thank you, all the kind gestures out in public, it's not for you. It's for that person to be like, well, there's kindness in the world. I'm going to go spread kindness. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to hold the door for someone else because the door was held for me, kind of thing, like the pay it forward. So, seeing that trend on TikTok, go out and make that your goal this week. Just maybe not even cheersing somebody if you don't have a drink or you don't see someone on the street like that. But if you go out somewhere shopping or getting ready for the new year. January can be a very dark month for a lot of people. The seasonal depression is very real. The seasonal sadness after Christmas, after the holidays, Thanksgiving, all that. So just make sure that you go out and make that your goal to acknowledge somebody else, give someone a smile. Even when they're pumping gas, just like a little smile, doesn't you give someone a smile. That's what I'm gonna say. Give someone a smile and cheers. Let us get right into it. So I love Mondays. I love Mondays. I'm going to say it. I started this podcast not knowing what I would talk about, but not knowing if I could talk just to myself pretty much. I'm pretending like someone else is sitting right here with me and we're just chatting. But I started this podcast to inspire people, to be honest. I've always wanted to start a podcast. It's been something on my heart I've prayed about, and I created a prayer board for the year of 2025, and this was definitely something that was on my mind, thinking imposter syndrome, like nobody wants to listen to me talk. And it's not about that. It's just, what am I going to give to the audience? Why do I like listening to podcasts? What do I want to click on? And I'm just doing it for my heart, to be honest. I don't care if there's 0 listeners or just my parents or my husband just listening, but I hope you listen. But that's besides the point. I just wanted to do this I'm honestly doing it for myself. Let's just start there. Do something for yourself. So why do I love Mondays and why did I pick that for this topic? Well, I think Mondays are overrated. And we can go through the days of the week if you really want to and fight about it in the comments. But I have got my reasons and my opinions, and everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Just keep that in mind. So I think Mondays are a symbol of clean slate energy, and you start new goals and your new intentions for the week ahead. It's fresh start energy. It's giving fresh start energy. Like you have the weekend to rest. Friday's such a high from coming off of whether you work or not, and you have a restful, hopefully fun, restful weekend. You wake up and some people are dreading starting the week. But I think it's an opportunity to feel fresh. It's an opportunity for you to rest. It's an opportunity for you to like plan out your outfits for the week, plan your meal prep, what you're going to bring to work, whether you don't work, whether you're at home. It's just a new, fresh start, and you have fun things to talk about with coworkers and people from the weekend. And Sunday is a Sabbath day. So what that means is according to the Bible, God rested on the seventh day after creating the heavens, the earth, and everything beautiful in between. So I encourage anybody listening to take Sunday as a Sabbath. Now, a lot of people have an interesting definition of what a Sabbath is, and everybody has their own interpretation. And every single Sunday is not going to look the exact same, but just mainly means resting in Him, resting in Jesus, keeping mindfulness. Whether you read your Bible, go to church, rest in His Word, read a devotional, do something for yourself, self care, bath, relaxing, putting your phone away for a Sabbath. Some people have an idea of what fasting is, where you don't eat for a certain period of time in order to pray and fast to the Lord. But I think it's so important to Sabbath on Sunday to get you ready for the week, to give gratitude to Jesus who created you, and to really dive into His Word and be mindful about what the week is going to bring to you next. So I think Sunday is about rest, and then Monday you're back at it. But it doesn't necessarily mean a dreadful thing. It's an opportunity for you to reset after your rest, whether last week was a flop. Mondays will give you the chance to realign and refocus your intention. It can also be like a motivation boost. It's the perfect day to kick off productivity and get ahead on your to-do list. Because if you're so productive and you don't procrastinate and you are very detailed oriented and you just get it going, that can just be perfect. Like Monday builds the momentum for your week. So, as I said earlier, this was my New Year's resolution in 2025 to start this podcast and yap. And I believe that life is filled with more joy in every single day of the week, but there needs to be an emphasis and a change on Mondays. So, whether you're in the car listening to this podcast, on a walk, cleaning your house, sitting down, relaxing, whatever you're doing, I pray that you can take some joy away from every single day. So, this can be a very positive thing to look at Mondays as joy or something that you want to change. Think about how boring every single day would be if you woke up and did the same thing over and over again. I know people have said that to you. And I know that every day might not be sunshines and rainbows, but it's how you think about the good in each day. Like I said, these are very cliche lines. See the good in every day. Live life to the fullest. Find joy in every day. Like you see at, what's that store called? Hobby Lobby. I feel like I'm speaking off Hobby Lobby signs, okay? But it really is true when you sit there and you think about the words that I'm saying. It really means every single day, breathing is a gift. It is a gift. Every piece of food that you put in your mouth, every ounce of water that you drink, that's a blessing. So let's talk about it. Like, why did I specifically pick Mondays? Well, ever since I was little, growing up, I would tell my parents, I would say, this is my favorite day of the week. And my parents would be like, what? But I gotta work. And my mom would be like, but I have to work and you gotta go to school. Why is Monday your favorite day? And it just felt clean. It felt fresh. I felt refreshed from my weekend or my Sunday. People would go around the classroom and they would say, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite day of the week? And I would always answer Monday. I would always answer Monday. I just felt so much better about my day when it was a Monday. I was like, oh, I know it's a Monday. Now, have I had bad Mondays? Yes. Because you can't plan everything on just like what day of the week it falls on. But I just felt so refreshed, and Mondays felt like my happiest day. And growing up, I used to dress kind of fancy. I wouldn't say fancy, but like I'd wear jeans and a sweater, or like I'd wear something cute. I wasn't one of those girls that wore high heels to school, but I would dress kind of preppy in a way that people would make fun of me and be like, why are you dressed like that? Why are you so dressed up? Where are you going? Why are you so dressed up? And I still do it to this day. Like I love sparkles, flowers, colorfulness. And I tried to dull it down and wear black because I was like, oh, I need to be more neutral. No, it doesn't bring me joy. It brought other people joy. It brought other people joy to make comments, I guess, about what I was wearing or how I act. But someone's like, oh, you're so pink. And I'm like, is that a negative thing? Like, is that a diss? Please just at me. But um, I just realized like it brings me joy to wear pink. It brings me joy to wear sparkles. It brings me joy to dress the way that I want to dress. So I wasn't one of those people wearing Cookie Monster pajama pants, but I wasn't wrapped up in a blanket wearing leggings every single day. Same thing you when you go and take a standardized test or a big job interview or something very important, I would say. Like ACTs, SATs are very important to me. So I would never ever wear sweatpants, leggings, pajama pants, and other people would. And it would be called out like, Hallie, why are you wearing jeans? We have to sit for 7 hours. Don't you want to be comfortable? I'm like, yes, but feeling put together, feeling myself made me perform better. It made me feel better about myself. Like, wow, my hair is fixed. I brushed my teeth. I've got jeans on and maybe some shoes. I'm not wearing slippers. And if I feel like I'm wearing my pajamas, it feels like I'm at home where I can relax and be lazy. And there's a time and a place for that. And I'm all for wearing leggings. I'm not saying that. It's just like the important times are like going to school to stay focused and so, like something I truly cared about. I dressed to impress. And I saw Mondays as an opportunity to start over. And it's everybody looks forward to Fridays. And I didn't necessarily look forward to Mondays, but I just made the most of my Monday. I made the most of how I looked and felt. And I told you that story about me getting judgment of now today being almost 24 and then back in high school and middle school of like people are like, why are you dressed up so fancy? I say that because it also has to do, this podcast will have to do with like sparking joy and really honing in on what makes you feel your best you. And I'm trying to take over the narrative that Mondays don't have to be the worst version of you. It can be the best. And just like anything negative that life throws at us. So I do have a least favorite day of the week, actually. Yep. It's definitely Wednesday or Thursday, for sure. I don't, here I am talking all highly of Mondays, but I do have a least favorite day of the week, and that's okay. Wednesdays and Thursdays are in the middle of the week, okay? It's not the best. And, maybe this podcast should have been, I hate Thursdays, but I'm not going to speak any negativity on here, but I'm here to reclaim the idea that Monday is not the worst day of the week. It's Wednesday or Thursday. Um, I started this podcast to invite friends onto the podcast that might have something fun to say or random things to talk about, bring positivity to your joy and to your ears. And I never thought that this would be possible, but this is something that I really want to pursue. And I think that there's such a need for podcasting. I love listening to other people's podcasts, and I want to bring you some joy. So, I never used to wake up looking forward to going to school. And actually, looking back on the situation of schooling and public school specifically, it wasn't the best for me. I'm so grateful for it. So grateful. But I never got to go outside or see the sun in the middle of the day. And it wasn't until I was 18 or 19, going out in college, walking through campus on a weekday at noon, that I realized that I actually got to see the sun and go outside without having standard recess or PE concentrated time. And it was a really confusing thing that I've talked to a lot of friends and family about when I say that I didn't get to see the sun. Like, ever. I didn't get to go outside. I didn't get to touch grass. I never saw anything besides the cold walls of school for 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, I was doing athletics family time. And I got to go outside. But it just wasn't. So don't take that. I was a little school lover. Because I didn't. I didn't like school really. I was grateful for it. And I love the people. The people make it what it was, for sure. I love that part. But the act of like going and sitting in school, not my thing. Not my thing at all. So, Mondays are my favorite thing, if we haven't grasped that by now. But for someone that still doesn't understand, here it goes. I enjoy Mondays like I enjoy fresh baked cookies, clothes fresh out of the dryer, new cut grass, hot showers, a fresh manicure, finishing an assignment for work or school, taking that first sip of water after running. Something about Mondays just itches my brain perfectly. And I hope that this podcast has brought you a sense of joy and understanding of what this podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about me yapping, bringing joy, and I heart Mondays. I love Mondays. So, as always, tell your people or someone that you love them. Keep life fun, enjoy the Mondays, get outside and go for a walk, drink a fun drink, call that friend back, and a verse from the Bible to push you forth for your week to come. It comes from 1 Peter 3:10 and 11. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. This verse, to me, fully emphasizes living a life filled with integrity, kindness, and the pursuit of peace, which leads to a fulfilling and joyful existence in life. I think that we all must seek peace and pursue it, keep our tongues from evil. And I really hope that you guys can take that into your week. To everyone listening, make sure to follow along to hear more fun chats with me, Hallie O'Daniel. Follow my main social media page at Hallie Simone and our podcast account at ilovemondays.podcast. Thank you for tuning in to I Love Mondays. Remember, life is too short to dread the start of the week. Let's make Mondays magic. Catch you